Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is Reality with Diva D. How you doing? And this is going to be my episode recap of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, this episode, again, they giving boring at the beginning, boring mid in the middle. I guess that's what middle's supposed to be, I guess. And then delicious ice cream at the end. So I do it like this. The things that I like best. Okay, or I go from least to greatest. The thing that I dislike the most probably is green bell peppers. I know I'm Southern. People not supposed to dislike bell peppers in the South. I wouldn't even let my mama put bell peppers in her homemade spaghetti. That's how. Ooh, and that was drama in this house. Okay, so let's give it green bell pepper. But then my daddy didn't like onion, so I thought he was weird. But anyway, so let's give it green bell peppers at the beginning. Mid, we're gonna say, what's my middle favorite food that I can just eat, but I ain't too crazy about? Okay, fish. Yeah, I know. I'll say catfish because I am a whiting girl. So I put mid at catfish because catfish has to be fried hard, greasy. I mean, not too greasy. Not just in cornmeal because it'll give, sometimes catfish can come off fishy if that makes sense. And we'll give the ending turtles. Not pecan turtles. See, the special ones are peanut ones, and they only come around once a year. So let's get right into it. Now remember, for some reason, we're going to find out later on they're Britt, and you remember I talked about this already. They're Britt and Short Stack don't really get along anymore, Kelly. But you can tell the dynamics are switching up because on the after show, it's Shamia and Kelly. But that's because Shamia and Kelly burned bridges with Angela. So Angela, she had her built-in filming partner anyway, which was Drew. But, Cynthia's flip-flopping back and forth just like she did in this episode. And so she's going to end up with that set of people. And then Portia ends up with Brett. But then, as the season rolls around, Phaedra comes in, and I don't see the dynamic between Phaedra and Brett, but we'll find out, I guess. So everybody meets with Cynthia. Everybody tells her the after story. Angela gives her, they do a side by side and simultaneous scene, and Cynthia's talking to Portia, and Portia again denies remembering what she said about Charles. Kelly and Shamia, they tell her version, but at the same time, Shamia gets a text, and she runs down on her and text, you call me Big Bird, you sat there and listened to somebody say they'll up my husband, and you're a married woman. Okay. Now, for the people in the back that love Portia, it's okay if y'all think that it's okay for her to say around married women that she will sleep with somebody's husband. I have never been married in my life. My mother was married. I've been around married people, and all of my uncles were very, very respectful to their wives. And I ain't talking about my uncles by marriage, because them were some dogs. My Uncle James and my Uncle Joe. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about my uncles, my mama's brothers, my maternal uncles. Them were some good guys. My Uncle James, my Uncle Johnny, and my Uncle Clint. They married to death, okay? So that's how I was supposed to roll, and they were good men. So, yeah, I can say I had some good ones in my life, and that's why I don't settle for bullshit, okay? I'm trying to tell you. So, which makes it really uncomfortable that Shamia didn't say anything. Matter of fact, she added to the conversation and discussed Charles' outside baby, and that basically Angela was another motherfucking factor because she only met Charles and she's never met Angela. Shamia is shit like this. I'm telling you, are a straight fucking disappointment this season. It's shit like this. You saying things like this that make me not like you even more. I'm already disappointed in you this season, but you sitting there acting as if you shouldn't have a problem with somebody saying that they would fuck somebody's husband. It's very problematic as far as you being a married woman. I don't give two shakes of a rattlesnake's ass what anybody says. And then for you to imply that she's not a motherfucking factor. I think I knew Angela Oakley through Wendy. If you were an avid window watcher, then you would know. So let me see. I got paper notes today, y'all. I know we used to watching the show again, but I did it on paper like I used to back in the day. So I'm checking off what we talked about. So we talked about Portia. So now let's get to Portia implies that Charles can anybody sexual all night. I want a sexual can get with anybody. So we go to Kelly's puppy party. And Brenna's there with her nose. And then she complains again about people supporting Kenya. You got what you want, girlie. Kenya name out your mouth. Now, we could talk about this puppy party, but this bullshit, so I'm not going to discuss it any further. Okay? We do all these things for the dog in Kelly's world, and we dress the dog up and we make the dog pink and we paint his toenails and we spend $1,000 in beauty care on the dog. Yeah, okay. That chick is weird. Okay, so I was over there minding my own business and watching Jada's channel. Go check her out. And she was talking about how Daddy Kelly, Sufiyas, or whatever his name is, done went right there and opened him a waffle and chicken shop. Very serving the similar things that that Kelly serves on her menu. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. But so Britt, she's still, Kelly is still a breast ass at this point. So she's talking about how, she stomped down the stairs and she was asking us why we call her Big Bird. And hey, bitches, listen to me, Linda, listen to me, Linda. She got y'all asses together in your faces. That's what I like in a housewife. Keep it up, Angela. Moving right along. This is gonna go pretty quickly. I don't have a whole lot to say about all these side conversations. I'm ready to get to the BAILYQUE. So we go down to Dix for Dollars Diane's house. Now I call her Dix for Dollars Diane because that sounds better. But why are we at Dix for Dollars house? Because we can't even film at Portia's house. And Portia is talking about she giving them a rundown on how, he's filming with Drew. And Angela, with her big Dumbo ears, had enough nerve to come down and confront us at the pool. Had she not been listening, she wouldn't have heard me. And as a matter of fact, I really don't remember saying I fucked y'all. Portia. If there are many people, okay, let's give you the benefit of the doubt. You and your mouth, teeth, and eyes. What if that were true? Maybe people didn't hear you. Maybe she was listening too hard. But you admitted that you gave her the room right above the pool. and you admitted that you were talking loud. But hey, we're going to X all that out in Portia's world, because in Portia's world, being that she's a goofy goofball, not too bright, burnt up brain cells and whatnot, she needs to leave the Henny alone. And, you know, she's been out there doing what Dicks for Dollars directed her to do and marry rich. All those things can affect your brain, clearly. But if you think about it, if you're talking, let's couple things together and use deductive reasoning. Let's get out of Portia's head and Bizarro World Portia's head and think about this thing. If you film above, or if you're talking loud and there's a room directly above your room, you will hear people talking. When I moved out of my first dorm, it was a lot of activity in my first dorm, okay, that I lived in when I was a freshman at Jackson State. So that's where the party resided. That's where everything resided in on Alexander East. We saw everything. We saw all the step shows. We saw the step shows would be at the AAC. Excuse me, or the old gym. Let me correct myself. We saw all the times when the Q dolls decided they wanted to hop and bark. So they way down there, way downstairs. And all we had to do was say, oh, girl, they stepping outside. We called it stepping in. We called it all stepping in. We freshmen here. We didn't know the difference. And so, what do we see? We see the kids down there hopping, asking us for bologna sandwiches. Us throwing bologna sandwiches out the window. Throwing bologna sandwiches. Yeah, back then when they were hazing and pledging. Okay. We didn't see anything wrong with the visible stuff, okay? Throwing down bologna sandwich to the hungry pledges and all that type of shit, inviting the sausages. Okay, well, I participated. So that's why I could give you good information on what was going down with Mr. Caleb over there. Rest his soul and his spirit is always with us. But my point was to say that it's very fucking easy to hear if you just one floor up. Are you okay? Is she okay? I don't think she's okay. So she's telling her, and Dicks with Dollars is just laughing her ass off. Oh, girl. Yeah, I tried to protect you, Dennis, but you just went out. You just went too far with it. Filming with Drew. Oh, wow, y'all. Then she had the audacity to say that she knows that Dennis knew better. And then she had a conversation with Dennis. Okay. So, but before that, let's get to the surrogacy shot. We're not going to talk about that a lot. I feel, as I always feel, when I learned these things about the difficulties in conceiving, until y'all tell me it ain't that old man sperm, like with Dr. What his name is, Dr. Squeaks over there in American Medicine, I'm not going to always put it on the women. And just like in the book of, what is that? Is that the book of Genesis that Jacob's story is in? Yeah, I think this is Genesis. I'm going to say it's Genesis. I might be wrong because I don't read the Bible no more. But I remember them doggone stories. Trust me. Okay? If you want to know a Bible story, come over here. But I want to say it's the book of Genesis. We're talking about Jacob, right? And Jacob, how he spread his seed and how he spilled this seed on the ground so he went impregnate Leah, his actual wife. And because he was lusting up after her sister, Ruth. That was her name? No, Rachel. Rachel was her name. My point is that these men could be the fucking problem. But God always opened up Leah's womb. So the stories go. Okay? So my point is, when I bring up Jacob and him spilling out that sperm, y'all listen to me, Linda. Listen to me, Linda. Why don't we ever give them the problem of conceiving? If these men had used any type of drugs, even marijuana, that can slow down the production of not sperm, not semen, but sperm. So we have to be careful about taking on the blame of this. And I saw somewhere where this little girl was just offered $25,000. Now you have to be clean. You can't be getting no booty while you carrying around somebody else's younger, unless you married. Baby, no. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. But when nothing hold up in these fallopian tubes no more anyway, because they is burnt, they is tied, and they is important. And they is 50 years old. But I take that back though, because Diana Ross, I might be wrong about that, because Diana Ross, when she was in her damn 60s, she carried around one of her children babies that she couldn't have a baby. So, hey, I don't guess age have anything to do with it when you doing surrogacy. Okay? So we called Gerald's ass. And Gerald, hello, how are you? How are you doing? Yeah. Ready to get pregnant? Yes. Okay. Talk to you later. Thank you. Goodbye. The fuck? Nothing about this man screams, this is important to me. I'm going to be involved. But you let Shamia tell it. He's just the bee's knees. He's involved in the whole process and very, very astute and paying attention to everything and every detail and making sure that he has good swimmers and she has good eggs and everything is grade A over there. We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Like he is just everything involved in this whole process. So Charles and Angela go work out. So Charles is ready for the rundown. So they have a good strenuous workout, and she tells him about the reason why her and Portia got into it. Now let me say this on behalf of Portia. I did not hear Angela say that why did you steal that lady's husband? But apparently she must have said that in response to something Portia said, which I'm not surprised about. And that's when Portia decided that she wanted to get by the pool and talk about she would buck Charles. Now here's where things get murky for me. Charles says, okay, well, Portia has a big mouth, so you probably did hear her, right? And then she tells him that they were calling her Big Bird. Right? While they're in the process of calling her Big Bird, she overhears them also say that Charles is for the streets. But who is saying that Charles is for the streets? None other than Shamia's ass. Okay? But she can't come to the women's defense because that's not her battle when Portia is saying she gonna screw somebody's husband. And she goes on to say that Charles has a woman in New York. And then Charles said, oh, they don't know me like that. Which screams to me, I do have other women. I'm going to take Angela down there through it. And I might just use protection and I might not. But I hopefully, while we doing this gamble, I don't bring anything home to her. That's what it's screaming to me. I could be wrong. But Angela, this is what you signed up for when you got you a grimy ass basketball player who has years in the NBA and was not just a C-list player, but a B-list player. So from A to B, and then C get the leftover drama, coochie grabbing little groupies from over there, like on Basketball Wives. They get that set, the C-list groupies. But the ones who go for the A and B players, them the kind that Charles is getting. So he tells her, well, maybe you shouldn't be inviting people on trips that are not yours. And I agree with that. However, Charles, you take up for Portia until she starts directly punching your whole core. Okay? Now, I love Angela, but I ain't crazy about that husband. And if I was her, I would get half of that $43 million and get on about my business before, as my grandmama used to say, you catch something up your ass that you can't get rid of. Okay, so we get on down to Portia's place, which is really Dix for Dollars Diane's house. So Portia hires an au pair, right? And the au pair meets with not only just Portia, but she also meets with Dennis, and she throws her a cute little reception, which is nice. And this girl has so much acne on her skin, but that will not stop Dennis from getting on top of her and making a baby when she goes over there to take care of Pilar at his house. I'm just saying, Dennis don't care, in my opinion. So Dennis and Portia get in confessional, and Dennis says, I was ready for a session. I didn't have anything to do with this filming thing. However, Dennis, where we find out you lying it, and where Portia don't use her common sense because she has none, because usually alligators really have really, really small brains. Let me break it down for you. They had to set up. They had to bring the cameras in. And bitch, they was at your place of business, getting ready to film you talking about the album and doing production before Drew had even came on the scene. And guess what, Dennis? We have footage of you being on camera before her. But Portia don't think about that. It's just time for me to run down on Drew and cause her not to have dollars, because I'm a spoiled ass brat. And I like for things to go my way. And when people don't kiss my ass, then it's a problem. I got a problem with you. So Portia, in all of her infinite wisdom, she decides that she's going to tell Dennis about a little text message that she received and reminds him that he said that Drew wanted to sleep with him. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, Dennis say, Yeah, Dennis, you said that you... Oh, man. I told you that's why I don't really like to do Portia's voice, because I end up going into Melody Shriek. But I'm going to still keep it. I'm going to keep it going anyway, so. And by the way, you said that you was going to film with her. That's what you agreed to. And by the way, I saw on this message where you did agree that you said that she would sleep with you. Or that she wanted to, that is. And Dennis was like, what the? No, hell no. Because Dennis knows that he probably did tell Portia some shit like that. He didn't want her to bring it on film because he knew that damn well Drew ain't want no parts of his penis. Okay? Now, I really hate I did that. I sitting up here using permanent marker, outlining my little Kia sign on my car. I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. Portia gets her way, I guess, because he denies any intention of trying to sleep with Drew and vice versa. He has his teeth done, and he looks much better. So we go down to Britt's family's house, right? Now, this is what confused me about Britt's family. Papa died in 2014. He only had a year in the house. Britt says she used to be in a family in the house. So if Papa died in 2014, when were they having family dinners and family functions again? Because wouldn't their family include the father? Oh, okay. Everything is so different now since Daddy died. And My two sisters and I are a family, and we're just not acting like a family right now. And Mama's getting ready to sell the house, and my two sisters are not getting along at all. I'm so used to us being so close and share is taking it so hard about Daddy. And she doesn't want Mom to leave the house. And before I sold my business, they used to work for me. But Grandmama said, not on this sacred land and not in this place. I'm tired of y'all arguing all the time. Y'all about to stop it right now in the holy name of Jesus. Because Mama is getting ready too. And body. Because she says she can do whatever she want to do with this house in her cooler parts. Because she don't want them coming over there all the time. Visiting her and her having to cook Sunday dinner. No. That's not the path that she wants to go now in the family home. She wants to sell the family home and not cook family dinners no more. And not have them damn grandkids coming over there making her want to pull her hair. The only hair she pulling that she want is when some dude is behind her grabbing her head and snatching it back. I know that's right, Granny. I mean, Mama, Britt. Granny too, if you want to. Angela says, Britt. I'm reading too far down on the notes. Angela says I keep saying Angela. Britt says that she really does not want to sell the home, but she understands where her mother is coming from. And at this point, she just wants peace, seeing as how her and Cher have come to the realization that in order to get peace between them, that, they're going to have to get along for their mother's sake. Well, that would help. And what will also help, guess what? Ding, 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 ding. Get ready. Counseling. Maybe I missed it, but I don't remember her saying we need fucking therapy. Boo, 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 boo. Okay, so now it's time to go down to the BAILYQUE. Baby, when I tell you that food, it looks good down to the BAILYQUE. So, Britt is the first to arrive that I can remember. And she and the prophet get on the same page. Kelly is there. All the girls there. Mal is there. They play a game. This is about Juneteenth and what's not. And the prophet, she starts going in on the girls. And so she brings up a Porsche. Is there something about a Porsche or a Porsche? Something in reference to, I tell you what, you need to do things different. You have to have, more time with your husband. And again, people think I'm pulling out my Erica De Niro bag, but I am not. We just are very similar in our thinking, and I always have been. That's how come I don't get into it with Erica De Niro down in her comments, okay? My line of thinking, and it always has been, why do they get to come to fucking bed with, even though Charles works out, now Charles is fine. I ain't talking about Charles, I'm talking about generally speaking. They get to come to bed with fat bellies, bald heads, in they damn tube socks, and we got to come to bed in sexy clothes and lingerie. They don't make man lingerie. I like to see a little lingerie every once in a while. I like to see a man smelling good coming to bed. They get to go to bed and smelling like any kind of way they want to. I used to tell my children, Father, I used to be like, don't come in here with them whole ass t-shirts on. If I can't wear the whole t-shirts to bed, you can't. If you can wear, I'm going to wear. That's how that works. That's why you ain't got no man now, what they say when I tell stories like this. And that's why I don't give two shakes of a rattlesnake's ass. Because it's tit for tat over here. We always having to put in the effort to keep a man. Fuck that shit. And besides all that, he cheating anyway, allegedly. And so, Portia and Britt and Angela get into it. Throwing your ring fingers that are coming out of my mouth. She said, how can I not with your big ass smile? And then she says, well, maybe you need to use that mouth a little bit more, according to the prophet. And then Angela says, maybe not with all those stretch marks around yours. I'm sure you using it. Well, that mouth ain't going to waste because Angela could have easily said, because we saw the pictures and we saw you in action, bitch. So we know that where them stretch marks came from. Stretch marks where? Stretch marks where? And she gets her. She acts like she wants to do something to Big Bird. Big Bird got on her yellow and she was like, come on, bring it on. And everybody trying to get her to sit down. Now, Cynthia, do you see how she mellows? Do you see where her little attitude comes from? Do you see how she'll pop off in a second? Well, that's what Kenya was trying to tell you. That's why Kenya don't fuck with you no more, okay? And I don't blame her. So she getting up and Angela's face, and Angela's sitting there cool as a fan. What them fans at? That's what I got on my TikTok. Go check it out. In representation of Miss Angela, who always carries her fans everywhere she go and still be throwing a good shade. And then she says to Brett, which is the ultimate shut down, that damn mouth got miles on it. Boom! Shaka-laka-laka-laka. Shut her down. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. So, after they little disagreement, it's time for Drew's reading. But we're not going to do Drew's reading in person. We're going to do Drew's reading behind the scenes. Now, if I am not mistaken, I don't recall them doing a reading on Portia. I remember Kelly's, because she mentioned something about her getting a car, a G-Wagon, and then old Papa Scooter in his bad fitting suits went around there and repossessed on her ass, just like he repossessed them waffles. Angela said them waffles side get away. Don't give me no damn Saiga waffles. You know who can... Y'all talk about these people and you call them hood and ghetto all you want to. But you know who could throw down on a good waffle? The Waffle House. I ain't never got a soggy waffle at the Waffle House. Okay? Always crispy, crunchy, good deliciousness. The only thing I don't like at the Waffle House is they bacon. Because it's too crispy for me. I like my bacon kind of mid-skin. Not light skin. Not dark skin. Mid-skin. Okay, so we have to meet. Now that Drew is not doing hers, and then Portia gets in confessionals, not in Drew's face, but she says, well, all the other shit that all the lies we get to hear in public, but her reading is in private where she gets to tell her truths. Whew. Portia, did you really call somebody a lie? If that ain't the damn pot calling the kettle black, that's just like Donald Trump want to over Alcatraz over there. Baby, you need to be the first occupant in that bitch. And you don't need to ever. Do I need to give you a rundown on the type of lies that you have told on this show? Do I? Why are you talking about Kenya over there buying men? Didn't we buy Todd? And I ain't talking about Candace Todd. Then you lied just on this episode. You told 17 lies in this episode alone. I don't remember saying that. Oh, and you said one more dumb thing about Juneteenth that should very well disappoint your grandfather in his grave yet again. Girl, you need to leave the civil rights movement alone. Just like you over there acting like you were in the movement. Haven't heard you talk about the Black Lives Matter not one time since. More lies. More innuendo. The other lie, did I say that she talked about how she at dinner said he wanted to sleep with Portia? With Drew. That was a lie. We don't know what's going on with you and Simon. Innuendo. Lies by omission. Perceived lies. Allegedly. That you didn't know that Simon was going to the ice baby. To go. Do we think that you didn't know? I think you knew. Well, so Miss Bailey, who is the mediator, and not a good one. Because when you're the mediator, you really, truly don't take anybody's side. And for me, for your friend that you know for 10 years, I'm going to hold it against you. You did take sides in this situation. You are holding up for Brent. And Brent is going through so much. And then, they bring up, I forgot to mention that they had brought up Charles' outside baby. What about that outside baby? That was her comeback when she said about the miles on the mouth. What about the outside baby? And then, yeah, Kelly. Yeah, what about the outside baby? See, that's why Angela don't fuck with you in present time. Because of you hanging out with, Miles' mouth. And so, they get into the room. I don't think Cynthia took Britt into the room with Angela. Everybody has a problem with Angela except for Drew. So everybody had to get apologies from Angela. And that's where the episode ends, with them taking pictures and coming to a resolution. Portia made apologies. Again, she lied in that apology meeting. I don't remember saying anything about you with your Dumbo ears. That was she saying all that in the damn confessional. She damn sure didn't tell Big Bird that to her face. Because Big Bird would have went, have y'all seen Big Bird when he get mad? Big Bird can read a bitch. Okay? He might not do too much violence like Portia, but he can't read a bitch. Yeah. Damn. That's right. I told y'all recently that Big Bird is a girl. We just found that out. So I was saying he, because he talked like a boy. But Big Bird is actually a girl. He did lay an egg one time, I thought. I mean, she. Well, and then found out later on that in her earlier years, she was a baby. As big as she was. And as yellow. So like I said, the episode ends with them taking a picture. And then I'm going to go into a little bit of the trailer. The Missy trailer came out and they were showing Kelly and Shamia becoming closer. Portia and Britt become closer. And Phaedra comes into the scene around this time. Shamia is going to realize that Portia said something about her that's going to come out, and she's not, and this is probably going to cause the break in their friendship. Should have been broken a long time ago, though. I mean, you stayed around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons too long, if you ask me. And because I don't like to see friendships end, but when they don't serve you, you need to get your ass up out the door and chunk up the deuces, which is what I'm about to do in a second. And Britt and Kelly have the ultimate fallout. What they fall out about is really murky for me. I'm usually able to read things pretty good, but I don't see where the break comes in. Because I saw she called her a little hobbit. But the only thing I could think of is what some people speculate to be is that stylist. Maybe he started telling Kelly's business to Britt. Maybe she was talking about Britt to the stylist. And we'll see. And as I do when I close, I'm going to chunk them up. Before I do, come on in. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell button. You will be notified when I upload a video. And share the video. Why? Because sharing is indeed caring. As I do when I close, I'm going to chunk them up. Deuces.